Okay, so let's begin with this chapter with its last topic, which is sorting data and removing duplicates. Now, this is one of the important point as a data analyst. You may have a data with the values are repetitive. Okay, so in that case, how we will handle this type of data? As we are into the topic of exploring and validating, being a data analyst, when you're working on specific data, suppose it's a data for some clinical trials, and you may have an entry of a patient, or a patient in trials are never called as patient, they're called as subjects. So when a particular data entry of a subject for the same visit for his trial is repeated 4 times, so that is going to affect your output. Okay, in case if you want to calculate that particular subject's number of visits, so this repetition will affect the number of visits when you're calculating the total number of visits, right? So in that case, you being or we as a data analyst, we have to take care of the duplicate values. So first and foremost is we learn how one can arrange the values in a specific order. In a specific order, it means sometimes if we are asked to represent the data for your subjects ID numbers. Okay, so your ID numbers could in your database could be haphazardly placed, but you want the ID numbers in its serial order from ascending to descending or descending to ascending. So how you are going to rearrange those values or order those values in a specific order. So that is what we will learn about sorting. And during sorting itself, while sorting, there are certain steps or there is a process where you can take care of duplicates. Okay. So that is this topic, which is one of the important topic with respect to the daily task as a data analyst. And also technically, when you'll be attending a technical round of interviews, you will always be asked questions on sorts. So sorting and removing duplicates is one of the area which you will have to focus in depth for your technical rounds. Of course, all topics are important. It's not only this, but you have to specifically look into its syntax carefully, need to work out, need to see how when you arrange the variable values, how your data represents, or when you sort it in a ascending or a descending order, how the data represents. Okay, because it also will be a technical round where they may ask you that if you are given this type of program of sorting, how the result would appear for a specific value. Okay, so that will come only over a period of time when you keep on revising, practicing. Your eyes will get used to this programming terms and terminologies and the reports or results also. So thorough practice will always make you confident in that area. Okay, so let's understand about sorting data. So what is sorting? So it's telling we improve visual arrangement of the data. Yes. So in case you want to arrange the values for your subject IDs in a specific order, either in ascending or descending, it is going to be very much presentable, right? If it is haphazardly saved, it's even if you're looking for a specific value, uh, visually by your eyes, it's not going to be that easy for us to look into it. If it is in ascending order, yes, we'll be able to look at it. Then identify and remove duplicates. So once you have arranged the values in a specific order, then only we can observe that yes, there are repetitive values in your data, right? And with sorting, it also prepare data for certain data step processes. Yes, so when there is sorting required, that means, or when a process is required where your data has to be represented for analysis or for presenting, that it should be in groups or it should be in a specific order to process your data to be summarized within a specific value. So in that case, your data needs to be pre-sorted. All right, fine. So how a sorting works? So for it, it's proc sort data equal to, look at the syntax carefully. It's a procedure of sort. So proc sort data equal to, you provide your input table name on which the sorting has to be done, and you give this out equal to C. Understand, whenever in your syntax they have this type of brackets, this bracket indicates it is going to be optional syntax. Okay, why optional? Let us work. I'll explain you, but this is out equal to output table because it's pre-mandatory until and unless it is mentioned that your original table, which is not need to be disturbed, keep the table as it is, create a new table out of this which will be sorted. In case if you do not give this out equal to option, your original table will get rearranged into its specific order. So it's better to avoid Okay, I'm sorry, there was an internet issue from my end. Hold on. Okay, so this is that why we require out data. That means you are not going to disturb your original table. It is always mandatory whenever we are working on data or a table, do not disturb your original data. All right. Then on which column you need to sort it. So you write a by statement to sort your table on that specific single column or multiple columns. By default, it will arrange in ascending order. And if you want in descending order, you can always write descending. So let's work with this demo. So moving ahead, we have this data in our data file or in our library called as PG1 class teachers, or we can have this test2 data. All right, let's work on test. Now observe this table very carefully. So you have certain data values in arrangement of your orders of your data. See, all Judy values have been stacked together. This is your original data, but is the name of the students in alphabetic order? Yes,
No.
no, correct. So let's work with this. I use school. Okay, so we were in this table where we had this data files, right? I hope you can view the screen, everyone. So let's start. Yes, fine. So let's start with sorting. So what is the steps? We are going to write a procedure of proc sort. So it's a proc sort data equal to, what's your original data set name? It's pg1 dot class underscore test2, correct? So we are going to give the data set name here. So it's pg1 dot class underscore test2. Fine. Out equal to, I create this data to be saved in my work library. So remember, when I write out equal to and I just give the name, without a libref reference, this table will be saved into work library. Correct? So your statement from proc ends here. So to better representation, I always have a habit to use this out equal to option in this order. Then I give a statement that I want to sort my data on the basis of a specific variable. So that variable I need to say is with a keyword by and give the column name. Alright, and I end my procedure with run. Execute this. So see, your output tab is now highlighted and it's telling you that a table is created. What is the name of the table? Work.test2. How many rows? 38 rows, 3 columns. Let's look into your log. So see, your proc sort was executed, right? And it's telling there were 38 observations read from your input data set, which was pg1.class test2, which was been sorted to create a new data set with the same rows of observations and same variables. Though you are creating a new table called out equal to test2 data, all right? So this new table will be created by copying all the rows and columns from pg1.class test2, right? And it's telling procedure sort is been used, correct? So it's telling procedure sort is used. So it's on which column you have sorted? By name. So let's see. See, proc sort is the procedure, though it's a procedure, but it is not generating any result. Make a note. You may face this technical round of interview that in case you know that all the procedures generate reports. So which is the procedure which does not generate report, or why procsort is not generating a result? So you need to tell that though it's a procedure, okay, it is just sorting your data. It is not a procedure to generate a report. It's a process of rearranging your original table. Either you want to rearrange your original table, you may rearrange, or you need to always create a new table out of which it will be rearranged into a specific order. All right. So that's why proc sort is the process where it is not generating any result. Fine. So now let's see your data. So when I check this table, see my data is now arranged in by default ascending order because it's a character variable. It is arranging in alphabetical orders. So all the values for repeated student name is been aligned together. All the values with the same repeated names are aligned together. So it's grouping the data as well. So see, it's grouping the data as well, where all the common values or similar repetitive values are stacked together. So all Alfred, Alice, Barbara, Carol are all stacked together. So this is where it is sorting your data in ascending order of its column, which is name. Now your name is character column. It's an alphabetic column. Hence it's arranging in alphabetic order. All right. So when we look into your syntax were telling that proc sort can be sorting with your by statement with multiple columns. So if you observe this, see by descending or column name or names, correct? So you can write multiple column names on which you want to sort your data. Now what is this keyword descending? So in our current example, we have not used any keyword to sort your data, right? So it was telling that by name. So by default, it is arranging in ascending order. But in case if you want to rearrange it in descending order, then only you specify this keyword called descending. So it's a keyword, it has to be specified before your column name, hence it's called as, it's a keyword and it has to be specified. If you do not specify descending, by default arrangement is ascending. So for ascending, you may not have to always make use of keyword writing ascending. All right. So even if you do not write that keyword, it is default going to arrange the values into ascending order. Fine. So this is how now it will arrange in descending. Now let's see the values. It's going to generate a data set, not a report. So now when I'm executing this, you see the values for name in your output table is been arranged in descending order. See, right? I hope you can understand what are we doing, everyone. So when
Yes.
you check your log, so your log will not specify any special message about that it is arranged in descending or ascending. It will just tell that a new data is created out of this with copying all the rows and columns and proc sort is used. That's it. Fine. So this is how descending works. So looking
Ashwini,
into this syntax, yes,
why it is not coming in the result window? What you said for that?
it's because you are rearranging your data set. You are not actually asking it for any process to be generating a specific type of result, because it is going to first rearrange the observations in your data.
Okay.
That's why proc sort will never generate a result. It will create a table which will be sorted. So in
Okay.
case this out equal to is not written, it will rearrange the values in your input table. And
Okay.
it is not advisable that you have to disturb your original table. Hence, out equal to is used to create a new table which will be sorted. So in our example also, PG1 class test 2 will be untouched. So because it's going to be a table that it's not only you as a data analyst will be using it, right? In your team, you have n number of people who will be using the same table for various tasks. So it's not feasible to disturb your original data, correct? And that is why you have to always see to it that your data is not disturbed. Keep the integrity of your data as it is and let create a new table for our business requirement which will be sorted. And that is why we are creating it by using out equal to option. All right.
Okay.
All right. So one can always generate or one can sort the table on multiple columns as well. So how you can write those multiple columns? Just hold on, I'll check my internet connectivity. I'm having poor internet. Just please hold on to resume it. All. Let's check now how one can arrange the values. So let us remove this descending keyword and now arrange on multiple values. So in our current data, we have name of the, suppose those are your class data. So it's for students. We have the columns into it called name, subject and test code, correct? So now let's arrange the data on another column. Suppose it is test code. Okay, so this is the second column. So what SAS will do is when you are giving multiple columns name to be sorted in your by keyword or by keyword statement, it's a statement, okay, because it's starting with a identifying keyword, it's ending with a semicolon. So what SAS will do is it will first arrange the values by name, and within the name values, it will arrange the values for a test code. All right, now let's see how. So now I'm executing this proc sort. So you know it will rearrange the data values in your data set. So it's not creating any results. Fine. So I have a spell check for column called test score. So what is the test score spelling? Test underscore score. Test score. So what we had written tests, it's for spell check. All right. So it was my syntax error, hence it stopped processing. So now if you see in log, no special message, simply telling it created or it read from input table so many rows. A new table is created by reading so many rows and columns and procedure sort used. So because sort is not a procedure to generate a report, it's generating a table where your data is sorted. Now see, it is arranging all the values in ascending order of name, and within name, your data for test score is arranged in descending order. Now pay attention. Because we have name of Alfred two values, so this within this values of name, your test code is arranged in ascending order. So within the group of Alfred, your test code is in ascending order. So first value arranged is 79, second value is 82. Same goes Alice has multiple values. So there are two values of Alice. So within the group of two values of Alice, your test code values are arranged in ascending order. So that's why if you remember, I said that it will first arrange the values on name, and within the values of arrange, it will arrange the values for your test code. And that is what you see the result. Again, within the values of multiple values of Barbara, within this, your test codes gets arranged in ascending order. And henceforth, whenever there is no restrictions to write how many number of columns to be used in rearranging the values or sorting the values. You can write multiple columns. So for every multiple column, how it SAS works, it will first arrange the values on this. So within this, it will arrange the values of test score. And within, again, this test score, if you have written a third column, so that column will arrange the values within this test score. So this is how the process works, and that is what you get the output, which is sorted data in a specific order. So now in case if you do not want test score in ascending order, only test score has to be in descending. You simply write descending keyword before test score. And what happens here now, it will first arrange the values for name in ascending order. And within name, it will arrange the values for test score in descending. So now when I execute this proc sort and you check the output, you'll see the values are arranged in ascending order of names, and within names, the values are arranged for test score in descending order. Got it now? Understood? Yes? I hope this proc sort procedure is understood by each one of you.
Yes.
Yes.
Great.
Understood.
So in case now this is a table, so it's a table, right? You are opening in output data. But in case if you want to generate a result, you cannot, proc sort never generates a result. So let's use proc print data equal to which data you have now used test2, which is a sorted data to be processed with proc print, where you can generate a report and you can share it with your other teammates or your business analyst who requested this output. So see, name is arranged by default in ascending order, within name, test score in descending order. Got it? So if your report has to be generated, you have to write a separate procedure on your sorted data to see the output into result pane. Okay, so you can always go ahead and try this. So in case even if you want to try descending for name also, you can see it will now first arrange the values in descending order of name, and within descending order of name, you'll get descending values of test score arranged. So see, Williams, you see alphabetically in descending order. Within William, you'll now see the values for test score is been arranged in descending order. All right, now for William, you do have same values, hence it is coming like this. But if you see for Thomas, it's in descending order. Correct?
In this case, we can take out descending before test score, right? Do we need to repeat duplicate that?
No, here we are not removing duplicates. We are currently just
No. What I
arranging
mean is, we are sorting it out by descending name and
and
descending.
descending test score.
So this second descending should we keep or it takes by default both name and test score as descending?
No, until and unless you do not specify keyword descending, it will not arrange in descending. It will be in ascending order. Default arrangement is ascending. But if your requirement of your business is in descending, then only you have to specify this keyword descending.
Okay.
And
So for
descending
every
keyword,
column we have to mention it.
yes,
Okay.
it is if it is required. If you
Okay.
do not, otherwise it's by defaulting a defaulting ascending order.
Okay.
Okay, so you can try it out. You can try this code, type it out, try it without writing descending first, try it with single column, then use descending on name, then introduce test code without writing descending, then see how descending works. Go ahead and work on this. So let's see. So once you have done with this, let's move to our slides. So same thing, see. What does this tells? Descending overrides the default ascending sort order. Column name, so either it could be character or numeric or both to be sorted. So you can write a single column or multiple columns. So make a note that if you do not use out equal to option, SAS overrides your input table. So it is not recommended. Do not disturb your original data. All right. So we had seen this example. So this was with test score. So it will arrange the out table, which will be sorted on name and test score. So it will first arrange the values for column name in ascending order, then within name by this again ascending order of test score. So that's what it is showing on the slide 2. So now if you go ahead and write another column name called subject. So within subject, it will be descending order of test score. So ascending order of subject and within subject, descending order of test score. So see all values of subject by default alphabetically arranging in this way and within this test score. Okay. So if you also now check with the same example of our current table. So now instead of test 2, I write it as test 2A. Okay. And I use a column called subject. So subject and I use descending test code. So when I execute this proc sort, you see, we know there are only two subjects in data, which is math and reading. See, so it will first arrange the values of maths together, and all the maths values are stacked together, and within maths, it's arranging in descending order of subject. So this is how it is working. So after this, it is now moving with reading. All reading values are stacked together. Within reading, see, this is the end of maths values, which is ending with the observations were arranged in descending order of test score, and within reading it's arranging the values for test score, which is again in descending order within reading. Got it? So this is how it works with this way of your data for subject and test score. Fine. Okay, so now open this activity from activities folder. Modify our out equal to option in proc sort statement to create a temporary table called storm sort. Complete your where and why statement to answer the following question. Go ahead and use the syntax to work on this activity.
This meeting is being recorded.
Is
Activities
it
folder.
Alan?
One sec. So it's 3A06. So it's lesson 3A06 activity.
That is 7 actually now.
Okay, let me check. All right.
No, for us it is 7.
Yeah, it's same thing here. So modify out to proc sort to create a temporary table named storm. Okay, so let's work. So storm underscore sort. Okay. So now to complete a where statement by statement to answer the following question: which storm in the North Atlantic basin, any or any, has the strongest wind? Okay, so what here you will be doing is you will be writing where your basin in.
NA or NA.
Absolutely. Upcase any, or you can write small case any, right? And your by statement, you need to arrange the values in, now you want which had the strongest. That means you want the highest at the top. So let's use descending on the
Max.
column max wind mile per hour. Okay. So case sensitivity of this column is not required. We know column names are mixed case. So now let's execute your proc sort and answer the question. So this was the season or year on which your storm occurred, the name of the storm, and this is the arrangement of values in ascending order of basin. So all upcase basin is stacked together. All right. And no, we did not use the columns, right? To be arranged for basin. It's your subsetting where it is done on basin, any or small case any, and arrange the values in order of descending in max wind mile. So when you check your log, it has subset the data. So from the original table, it is filtered the rows on this criteria. Hence, your output table has only 488 rows or observations, and data is created in work library sort is used. So as per the question, which storm in North Atlantic basin, that is NA. So NA in your data is in two ways, either in upcase or small case, had the strongest wind. So which one it is?
Alan.
Absolutely. Got it? Everyone? Yes?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
So this is what it was, and it's ended, right? Yes.
Okay.
So now let's work on how to identify or remove duplicate rows. So while sorting itself, when you sort your data, now you know it arranges the values in a specific order. So when you had arranged the values in specific order, you come to know that your data has duplicate rows as well. So how one can take care of this duplicate rows, because it will affect your overall results if you take the duplicate values. So while sorting, before your by statement, your proc sort ends here, which also has the optional statement, or sorry, options, where you can write no dupe records, and with this option you can include another option, dupe out equal to table name. So what it will do is, and you have a by statement underscore all underscore. So what does this syntax means? That means you are going to sort your input data, create a new data set which will be sorted. At the same time, you're asking SAS no duplicate records. That means remove if any duplicate values are there from your input data, and you're giving this option dupe out, means create a output table which will be saving the duplicate rows to a new table. And when you're writing no dupe records, you use a keyword underscore all underscore. That means from your input table, it will be sorting on all the columns, and from all the columns, it will remove duplicates, and those duplicates will be saved into a new table called lookout. So what does no dupe records does? Removes adjacent rows that are entirely duplicated. All rows. Underscore all underscore keyword sorts by all columns to ensure that duplicate rows are adjacent. And of course, a new table which consists of duplicate rows. Now let's work on this data. So you have a table in your library of PG1. The table is called as class test3. If you check this table carefully and you observe the data, you'll find there are of course duplicates, but at the same time you find these values are repeating. So which value is repeating? Barbara with subject Matt. So it's not that Matt with a different test score, it's the same test score. That means this value is duplicate, either which one, okay? So this is one which is duplicate. So any value here, again, let's observe. So James, Louis, George, Henry. Now look at Henry. Now Henry name is repeating 3 times, but if we check this also, subjects are repeating, maths it's repeating, maths it's twice, reading is 1. So we moving ahead again in test score, you will not say maths is a duplicate value. Why? Because the test scores are different. Are you getting it?
Yes.
So this won't be any duplicate rows. Okay. So let's understand how SAS works in this form. So moving into our program, I write Proc sort data equal to my input data. I am selecting from PG. From PG, I have a data set which is class test. This data I'm going to sort, and I'm not going to disturb my original alignment of data. So I simply write test3 which is to be sorted. Okay, now I'm going to remove duplicate. So I write no duplicate. See, it gives me no duplicate record option. And for this, I write dup out. See, I get this option also. Dup out equal to, and I write dup records for test3. And because it's for all the records, I use underscore or underscore, and I process my procedure. Now see what will happen. It will create 2 data sets. Okay, one data which is sorted, which has removed duplicates, and another table which will have duplicate rows. Now this is your data which is sorted. See, Henry now, it is not removed duplicates. Why? Because we know Henry is not having the value which is duplicates depending on its test score. But what about Barbara? That math value is removed. See, this data we are observing is work.test3, which is sorted. And where is the duplicate data? So let's see, here we have duplicate records. So all the duplicate records are created into a new table. So Barbara has a duplicate value. So it's saved into a new table. Understood, people? Yes. So see, there were 40
Yes.
observations read from this input table. One duplicate observation was deleted. A new dataset test3 is created with 39 rows and 3 variables, which is sorted data from your input, whereas dup record test3 is going to save your duplicate records data or duplicate rows. So this is duplicate row, and here itself a second table was created, which is sorted, which have values in ascending order of your all the columns. Got it now, everyone? How dup records work? Yes, any questions, any doubts? Yes. Do not work. I'll give you the time to practice on it. So please hold on. So now let's get introduced to another keyword called as no dup. What does this does? So What does this does? So what is the difference between no loop records and no loop? So when I write no loop key, it's going to be sorting the data on a key variable on which I am sorting. So it will remove any duplicate values from this key variable which I am using in my by statement. So either it's a single variable or multiple variables, and it will create a new table which will be sorted. So see how it works. So underscore all underscore comes only when you write no loop records, because from whole of the table it will be records. So the variable test again this spell check form. So this is your data which has been sorted. Now see the number of rows, 29. Okay. Now loop record test 3A, it's having duplicate rows only on tests, which is repeated. So when you check your log, you see what it's telling. 40 observations were read from this input table. 11 observations with duplicate key values were deleted. Test 3A data is with 29 observations which are not duplicate, whereas new data set which is dupe record test 3A with 11 observations with duplicate records. Fine. So what is the difference between no dupe record and no dupe key? When I use this keyword no dupe records, that means it will work on duplicate records to be removed for all of your records or all columns. Hence you are specifying on underscore all underscore a keyword, not a specific column. But when we sort your data in your by statement on a specific column, that means it's a key column. So you are going to remove the duplicates only on this key column. Getting it?
Yes.
Okay. So try this also.
Ashwini, can you show
Yes.
me the output of no dupe key?
For which table?
The last
This
table.
one, right?
Yeah,
Last
key
one.
one.
So check this. See this one. So it is removing the duplicates for test scores with respect to this columns. So see Henry, it's taking this as duplicate. Henry, this is duplicate. See Barbara, it's duplicate. Henry again matches duplicate for it.
I understood what you said, like it's just removing from two, but I cannot understand the output data. In the last one, there was only one duplicate, right? The Barbara Math 96.
So it was looking for all the rows for
Yes.
earlier code, okay? Which all the rows, because you have not specified any specific
all.
column to be correct by all. So we had also understood, right, in this data earlier. Where is your data set?
So here, the duplicate key which it is using in test score is what? Like I did not get
It's the
what.
column test score on which
Okay.
you are sorting your data.
But these two are 87, 87. So
Yeah, so it's a duplicate. So it's removing it.
oh, okay. So we are looking at the duplicate ones only. So the 90
Only on column test score.
test score. Okay. So what in this also do you have two output tables or only one output
Yes,
table?
because you have to specify out equal to option, right? See,
Yes.
see, dupe out and out.
Okay.
So this
So
out will be
test
without
3.
duplicates, dupe out will be with duplicates.
Okay. Can I see test 3A?
So it's here itself.
Test 3E. So that will have no more duplicate.
So you have unique values on test score.
76. Okay.
Irrespective on this name and subject. Irrespective, okay?
So can I ask you one thing? Like
Yeah.
if there were two values which were 75, how did the system choose which 75 to keep in original?
So that it will take it and as reading the whenever SAS process the table, it reads the table from top to bottom.
Top to bottom. Okay.
So accordingly, it will read it and it will select that column whichever comes first with that value in that column.
Okay,
Okay.
got it. Thank you.
By default, after sorting also this test 3A, it's coming into ascending order in test score, which does not have duplicates on test code. So all unique values of duplicates of test codes are removed. And these are unique values of test code in your output table and arranged in ascending order. Right? So try it out, everyone. So I'm highlighting this. Try this. Yeah.
This meeting is being recorded.
Can you see mine?
Okay. Yes. Yes. So what it is highlighting? See what it's highlighting?
Statement
To
is not
records,
valid.
because your proc sort statement you have ended with out with semicolon.
Oh, okay.
So the syntax ends with so remove that semicolon with out earlier second
Oh, this
yeah,
one.
this one, yeah, because a proc sort ends. Give your semicolon here with duplicate records test.
Okay.
That is required because a proc sort ends here, because this is all a part of your proc sort.
Okay.
By is independent statement. And now execute.
Okay.
Okay, check your log. Understand what it's telling. So out of 40 observations from input table pg1.class test3, one duplicate observations was deleted, which is saved into your new table as dup record test3. Whereas test3 table was created with 39 unique values without duplicates. Got it now?
Okay. Yes.
So total is 40. So 39 went to test3. One is duplicate. Correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Thank
You
you.
can stop sharing this.
Sure.
Shanmuka, Swarupa, Priyanka, I hope you are able to follow and understand what we are learning.
Yes, Ashwini.
Yes. So in case if you have doubts, you can always discuss. So let's check on your slides. So same thing your slides is telling, see, with no dupe records. When we say it's no dupe records, that means it's working on all the records irrespective of columns. So see, it's remove one duplicates from adjacent columns, right? So no dupe key only on specific key column on which you are sorting your data in your by statement. So what it does with no dupe key, it keeps only the first occurrence of each unique value of by variable. This removes duplicate values of the column listed in your by statement. So that's what's with me. Okay. And thus you have the same demonstration. So open this demo P103D05 and go ahead and work with this, whatever they have asked you to do. P103D05.
It's in the third step, do we need to give by as name and no dupe key?
Yes. So as per this, you have it into demonstration, which is demo B05, lesson 3. So what is the third step? So it's telling modify a third proc step to sort the minimum pressure table and keep the first row for each storm. Do you need to keep the remove duplicates? Highlight the step and run the selected code. So what do you think? So now your minimum pressure is the table which you have created by sorting it from this table, right?
Yeah.
So
And
you have to sort it by. So modify the third step to sort the minimum pressure table and keep the first row for each storm. So what does it mean? So when you had actually done this, So I don't have this data. So many rows.
Ashwini, we cannot see your screen.
Just a second. Fine. So now this was your first step you started. Second one, you are using pressure is not missing and name is not missing. That means you are selecting non-missing values. You are sorting in descending order of season, basin, name, and pressure. So this data set has been created. Your first thing is sort by. So what we have to sort by, the first one, modify your first proc sort step to sort by all columns and remove any duplicate rows. Write the removed rows to a table named to record. So what you have done here, tell me. So they have asked you to sort it by all rows. So what you have done here?
No duplicate.
No, to records, because they have specified you have to sort it on all records. See?
Dupe out as
Okay.
storm and report dupes.
Correct. So they are working, telling you to modify your first step to remove duplicate rows for all columns. Correct. So write remove duplicates with this. So that means no dupe records, and you write no dupe.
Dupe out.
Sorry. Out into
Storm underscore dupes. DUPS.
and here DUPS. Okay. And here
By all.
absolutely all columns. This is your clean data, so it's huge table, and here you get duplicate rows. So there are 214 duplicate rows. So with all, see, these are all repeating rows. So when you check your log, you get this message. So duplicates has 214, storm clean has this. Original table is so many rows, correct? Moving back, it's telling, see, we did get this, right? Run your second proc sort step and confirm that the first row for each storm represents the minimum value of pressure. So minimum, that means in descending order, correct? And you are removing missing rows. All right. So that we have done it. Okay. Then, because storm names can be reused in multiple years and basins, unique storm are grouped by sorting by season order. Modify a third proc step to sort your data, minimum pressure table, and keep first row for each storm. So what does this mean? So let's see your minimum pressure data. So don't you see it's having missing values? Oh, sorry, duplicate values also. See, it's minimum pressure. So what is meaning? Just keep the first value, because for every season, that means for every year, you'll have these values coming up. Correct? So this is 100 rows. See, again in the year 2016, it's EP. For basin, it's basin EP itself. Do we have a sub basin is different, and name of it is also different. So it's telling keep first row. So how will work on this?
No dupe
On
key.
which column? Yeah, on which column?
Name.
Name. Is it name?
Storm.
Name. So sub basin, do you think it would be sub basin or basin? Basin is the same, EP. Season is also same. So which is repeating? See, MN, CP, MM. So think, look into your table and just think what they are trying to tell you here. Go ahead. Think, just think, and don't write anything.
Ashwini, in the
Yeah.
second step, the name is not in the descending order.
Uh-huh.
Uh,
So, yeah, tell me.
yeah, in that step, we by descending season, basin, name, pressure we gave, right?
Mm-hmm.
The name should be in the descending order.
Here it's telling. So when we write descending, this descending works on all the columns. Okay. So no, not all columns. So this descending works on season. Okay, so only season will be in descending, the rest all will be ascending within season.
So we
So
have to
what's
put
your,
pressure right there
Okay.
first.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So here you are telling me, right?
Yes, yes. Now I
Yeah.
understood. You
So
said
this descending is only for season. So it
okay.
will first arrange the values in descending order of season, and within descending order of season, ascending basin, within basin, name, within base name, pressure.
Okay. Okay, sure.
Okay, now tell what will be your third step.
Step that will be ascending order.
Ascending. Okay.
Won't we do it by name?
So it will be just remove records or key. Tell me.
Shouldn't it be key, node of key?
Yes. And which columns?
I am thinking name.
It's saying it just keep the first row. So
So let it be the same thing by descending all this.
Oh,
key.
Okay. So key means any column specified, either one column or multiple column.
okay. I was thinking we need to do only one of the either columns.
So key means, see, whenever we write by, it's not necessary you work on only one variable. You work on multiple variables, right? So key means all the columns which you have specified in this procedure
Okay.
or in your by statement. This is where your minimum pressure is rearranged. Now see, we have not at all used out equal to. Your minimum pressure got rearranged. So it removed duplicates on season, basin, name. So how many rows you have now? 2948, which is unique. On season, basin, name, this is unique. On the same season, same basin, same sub basin, name is unique, and so on. Got it? Understood? So in descending order, hence season is in descending order, 2016 first, and then 2015. Then that is showing you 100 rows in one pane. So if you scroll with this arrow, it will show 101 onwards. Yes.
We are
Yeah.
seeing code
Yeah,
page.
yeah, fine. So see here. So what it was, we had done node of key on the variables which you have specified in your by statement, descending order of season, within descending order, ascending order of basin, and within this ascending order of name. So when you check your log, it's telling from 9,553, sorry, from 95,536 rows, which was earlier with minimum pressure. It removed so many duplicates, and your minimum pressure is now having unique values with 2,948 rows. Correct? So when you see the output now, if you have observed this code very carefully, we have rearranged this data set itself. We have not created any new output of duplicate by using, but it has rearranged your original table minimum pressure. So it has arranged in descending order of this column. So if you see these values, let me show. So it's from first row. This is the result which shows only 100 rows on this pane. So arranging in descending order of season 2016. If you scroll down, it's showing 2015. So if you observe carefully, descending order, first season, within basin, within season it's basin. So see all 2016, within it you have EP, within EP you have sub basin, and within it unique value of name, right? So this is how it is seen. Again, this, it's a single value of EP within this. So within EP, MM, and all unique values.
I was getting
Yes.
949 rows.
So this is the same minimum pressure which we have created by step 2.
Yeah.
So your original table has 95,536 data. It is sorting, removing duplicates so much, and now minimum pressure has 294 rows. So did you use no dup key by descending season basin name?
Over
Check it
here,
out.
I'm getting 92,587 observations.
With minimum pressure, which got sorted now.
2948. One is not getting filtered out. One row.
Okay, fine. Leave it. But concept is understood, right? Now, why we are not getting that, will debug later on.
Ashwini,
Yeah.
one thing. So when we used all the criteria same as the step 2, why did we not write pressure on it? Because we use season basin name, but not the pressure.
If you want pressure, that also you can add. No problem.
What difference will it make?
Just check it out.
Okay.
Execute and check it out. Whenever you have this, it's all try and check, try and check, try and check. So only on a new column pressure, within pressure. Now this pressure will be arranged within your name column values. That's it, nothing else.
So is there any chance that any duplicate of pressure in the same basin, sub-basin name, everything might have been removed?
But here it's telling no duplicates now.
Okay, there were no duplicates already.
No, because I have resubmitted now. It is reprocessed. Just I added pressure. So hence now, yeah, because my original table was already with remove duplicates. Again, I am re-executed. Getting it? That's why it's telling no duplicates. This was my second run on it. Understood what had happened, why it's telling no duplicates.
Yeah, because the earlier one already removed the pressure at the last.
Correct.
So it is already removed.
Yeah, so in case if I want to re-execute, I'll first create this minimum pressure again and resubmit and recheck. So see, now it's giving different observations because I've added pressure. See the number of observations with duplicate removes, and in my minimum pressure now see how many rows it's telling now. Because it's now working on pressure also, minimum pressure to remove the duplicates. Understood?
Right.
Yeah.
Actually, I wanted to ask one more thing. So when we are writing like no duplicate key, we just wrote by test score. But when we are writing all, we are giving it the underscores on both the sides. Is there any relevance to that underscore?
It's a keyword. If you write all, it will not take it. So it's a keyword which has been developed. Therefore, you write underscore all underscore.
Okay, got it.
Okay. Shanmuga, long time not heard from your end.
Yeah, I'm doing Ashwini.
Okay. Anywhere where you have got stuck?
No, I got it. I'm discussing about that output with my husband. Okay.
Swarupa?
Ashwini, why?
I'm doing it.
Okay.
1 row extra, why did I get?
So check your columns properly. Show me your screen. Just share it. All right. So it's the same thing. Move to key by descending season basin name. Okay. So submit your step 2. Show me your log.
I
So
think you have
original,
got 535 observations.
yeah, that's what. So maybe your original data has 95,536. What did I had?
535, I think you should have.
One sec. Let me check it. No, I have the same rows because we are working on the same table, right? One sec. I will execute from step 2. One second. So even I have in step 2 that my original data pg1.storm underscore detail has 95,936 rows, and minimum pressure is created by reading this 9,936 rows. So what is your code? Same thing, now it's giving. Okay, now come to your second code or next code.
2949 it is rows. You have got 2948.
So what is the columns you have? Descending season basin name, correct?
Season basin, yeah.
I get 2948.
Mm.
Okay. Show me your log. So it is reading 95,936 rows, and duplicate key it's deleting 92,587, and you're getting, okay, so it's by descending season basin name. Same thing it's doing all for you also. You'll have to check them what it's actually doing. Scroll up. Proc data is equal to minimum pressure, move to key by descending season basin name. Same thing. All right, we'll have to check this then. Okay, so this is also self-study for you. Why it's coming like this? Check it out. Okay. Others?
Ashwini,
Yeah.
my last one. Oh, no, it's okay.
Okay. Nilima, you can stop sharing.
Yeah.
Any doubts, any questions here? Swarupa, Shanmuga.
I got 2949 total rows in the last
Right.
third.
Yeah, same thing Nilima was also getting, right, Nilima?
Yes, it's
2949. I'm
yeah.
getting 2948.
Yeah. I don't know how much Swarupa, how many you are getting?
Which one? It's 30.
Last step.
Like you are getting 35, I'm getting 36. That's what you're asking, right? The 9,000.
The last step, after executing the last step, how many rows you are getting?
Third step, right?
Yeah.
I'm getting 2949.
Yeah.
I'm getting 2948. All right. I'll have to debug then. Okay. So post this, let's check in case if we have done. So with this demonstration we have done with this chapter. So it's beyond this, what you can do is you can discover other procedures for exploring your data. Now you can always read it into SAS documentation. You can also, we had got introduced in this chapter for macros. You can, if you want for your interest, you can read macro 1. Else we are also going to get trained on macro in advanced SAS. So meanwhile you can just wait for this, or if you want to read, it's your extra reading you can do. And of course customizing format, how one can create user defined formats. Okay, we have seen how SAS is implementing, or is we are using ready to use formats from SAS. One can also create own formats which are called user defined or custom created formats. So that one can also, you can create it by reading Proc format. So it could be a self-study or extra reading, but this part we'll see it in Proc. And hence you have a practice. So practice is all about your exercise. So this way I can leave it for you as a self-study. All right. So you have exercise as a self-study.
Which one is that?
Okay.
So see in your, you can
Practice.
just check in your PDF, right? That this was the topic which you have completed for lesson 3, which is sorting data and removing duplicates. In this practice, which is on page 3-47, which is level 1, level 2, exercise number 8, and so on. Till challenge.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's stop for the day. For next class, see to it that you have completed this exercises, practices, demonstrations, and other self-study which I have said about the skills which you need to make yourself develop on. All right?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's meet on Tuesday, same time. Meanwhile, take care. Bye, and have a good night.
Two.
Have a-
Have a good day.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.